Hey, we're going to be giving away hot sauce, Ben's butt bustin' hot sauce, the red and the green. For somebody that comments something in the YouTube comments, something funny preferably, about getting your butt busted, I think that would be hilarious. So, yeah, please enjoy this interview. Welcome back to the Zen Perry Project. Today on the show we have Ben Garcia of Ben's I want you to say it.
Ben's Butt Bustin Sauce
You got
Incorporated.
a good way of saying it. I think that's why I was like, I'm not
Comes in red, comes in green. It's got everything you need to bust your butt for a delicious, fun time with family and friends.
delicious butt busting saucy goodness. And we have Michael Lieber, the producer. Oh, and he got a shirt. I need to get one of those shirts.
We'll send you one.
Yeah. And we got Michael Lieber here, the producer, and Ben and Michael have known each other since they were in kindergarten, which I was gonna say diapers, but when do you get out of diapers?
Usually like 3 or 4. I don't know if we were in diapers. I mean, I might have been. I was slow, but I mean, I I don't think we were in diapers for very long. No.
I'm pretty sure by the time we met, we were post diaper era.
Yeah,
But like
we're
not
post diapers.
not too post diaper.
Not two. We were clinging on, but no, yeah, there were no diapers at that time.
Fair enough.
We knew each other in the 90s. We can say that. 99.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Most millennials can't actually say it, but we can.
Yeah, end of the last century.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Millennium.
yeah, you're darn right.
Mhm.
Wow, the more you think. And we were just in New Orleans for Michael's 30th birthday party.
That we were.
But thank you both for being there and everybody else too. It was
I'm still recovering.
I am also still recovering. It was fucking fantastic though.
That was a lot of hurricanes. But
It was mostly eggnog for me.
yeah,
Like
that was
yeah, I had my first eggnog last night. Since then, and it was intense. Yeah.
that's so funny. I thought it was because everybody had Lactaid, which I've been talking to Michael about. The fact that I think we're getting older is like people start bringing out their prescriptions and start talking, or just like they're like over the counter or like store bought drugs that they use, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this means we can drink eggnog booze, and you guys all had a bunch of them at the table, and then you proceeded to drink eggnog hurricanes.
My wife had it. I'm not old. I'm gonna die on the bar floor before I take a Lactaid.
You're gonna die on the shitter.
Die with my boot, like Elvis. Die with my boots on.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would probably bring your butt busting sauce to like new heights though. Like if it's like, dude, this shit was so hot, its creator died on the toilet. Like that Ben's busting to the moon, man. That would be
That's all I want for my product
it'd be pretty killer for your
kind
market.
of cult status.
Yeah. We're also going to talk about movies, which is something that I'm trying to get back into because I used to watch movies like every night when I was growing up. And at some point I stopped. I think my attention span went away and I'm like, I don't have time. But we got on Letterbox, which if anybody out there listening, it's like social media for movies. Everybody watches their, yep. Oh, you pulled that up quick. And you can see what your friends watch and you can see what they review it or if they liked it or they hated it or had shit to talk on it. So getting into that as well. And yeah, thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you, Zen. We should point out too, like I've known Michael since diaper era, but I've also known you for like most of my life as well. So
Yeah.
this is fun. It's like three very close buddies on a podcast together.
Yeah, we met probably met in middle school because I met Michael when I was in 6th grade
Yeah, I don't think I really hung out with you until like high school, but we knew each other in middle school in the band,
in the band.
Mr. Salahi, where I played saxophone, kind of,
Oh yeah, I
except
forgot
in the
you were in
marching band. When we did that one march, I was thinking back to it. I think there was like a movie playing where they were in the marching band, and I remember thinking, "Fuck!" When I did the marching band at the parade, I just didn't play, so I was too afraid. Cause it was you know the Christmas march down in
Yeah.
Sanitas. Like I thinking back to it, I got nervous and I did not play a note because I was afraid it would be like I would fuck it up. So I
Wow,
think
I
for
did that.
however long that was, I just did this
So
and walked.
I played the biggest bass drum. We had 5 bass drums in that class, and I played the biggest one. And I remember for that parade, which I forgot we did that, so thanks for reminding me.
Of course.
I think I got something in my eye, like right at the start of it, and the whole time I was just like crying, and I was totally off with the rest of the band, and it was just a weird middle school thing, but I was like dying.
It's part of middle school. Part of
Yeah.
middle school marching band to like have a moment during a parade and not actually play and just struggle and walk. You
Oh my
know,
god, having to walk my bass drum out of school during those, like when I had to take it home, or like everybody made so much fun of me. They're always trying to hit it, and and then look where I am now.
look at you now.
Screw all you guys, I'm on a podcast. Like,
And those kids are in the streets. Here you are
yeah, streets of
with a
San Diego.
podcast.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, I forgot you were in that band. What was Michael doing? Me and
You
Michael.
forgot because I just pantomimed that I was playing because I was nervous.
Yeah, this is all you did. Just the sexy sax.
And I sat next to a really, really good saxophonist who became like an actual like sensation, and I was just there. Like,
I was not in any band at that point.
You were in a band with me.
yeah, you guys have been in many bands.
A little later though. That was more high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't touching instruments in middle school.
And I was always there cheering it on the couch.
I think I like in middle school was my like Red Sox hat era.
Yeah, the Boston hat era.
That was my personality for some reason.
It was a
Middle
good
school was
personality.
Yeah.
I miss it very much. We should bring that back.
I still have it somewhere.
No, I was the equivalent in high school. If you guys remember Scott Pilgrim, where there's the girl who just is like the fanboy of Scott Pilgrim, and then she just like passes out whenever he plays. That was like me. I was always on the couch. I didn't pass out because I was just like friends with you guys, but that was essentially my role in that band. Was watching and being like, yeah,
Yeah.
and eating the food.
The food was the best part, honestly.
Rest in peace, Manhattan Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
the biggest slices. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like now we're just talking about, which is
Oh,
great.
sorry. Yeah, yes.
No, that's great. I think. How did you like growing up in like what do you think about Encinitas when you go like think back to what it was when we were kids and what it is now? Like, because it's different, which is in San Diego for anybody that doesn't know out there.
Yeah, I'm in San Diego still. We're all from San Diego, Encinitas. It's a small town, but I'm not in Encinitas anymore, but I'm close enough to it. It's good. It's getting really, really gentrified, which is sad. Um, Everything that was kind of just a part of our time is going. Captain Kino's, kind of a historic little bar that we have, is going to be gone in June, which is a real shame. There were rumors that different celebrities were going to save it, and there were just these rumor mills that it would be surviving longer than it was, and it's not. So it's a shame. There's a really big hotel now where Ponto Beach was. Um, it's good. I love it. Encinitas is my home, but it's definitely not what it was.
Wait,
And
is Ponto Beach gone?
Ponto Beach is there, but there's just a hotel that oversees it. There was this area where you could walk up and look at the Ponto view, and I guess there's plenty of those. So anyone in the comment section is like, "This fucking guy, you can see beach." But like, there's a really big ass hotel there now where there wasn't, and there's traffic going in there and stuff, and it's not as bad as it could be. Like La Paloma's still there, and there's other great things Encinitas still, but it's been sad watching it slowly just like more artisan coffee shops than it needs.
Yeah. Going back to Captain Kino's really quick, that bar is like was the diviest thing on the planet. They had basically taquitos. They were just sitting out all day that you could just take. Anybody with their grubby little hands could just like grab them.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's where I first started drinking. I had a Long Island iced teas, and I'd tell the bartenders like, "You make the best Long Island iced tea ever." He's like, "You really are 21, aren't you?" Like, you have two of those, and then you start making bad decisions, and that's what that sort of place was. It was gross.
That's what Kino's was all about. And I bet I know the exact bartender because I'm like picturing it in my head, and I'm like, I bet Zen talked to the same freaking dude. Like, I guarantee it. Yeah. I'm not going to describe him on air, but no, I know. I know who this is. I was the one weirdo who got the clam chowder there.
Oh God.
Many friends of mine have been like, "You actually eat the food there?" I'm like, "I do." That was really my Kino's too, because it's like a restaurant. So I would go there in the morning with my dad, and like that would be its own thing. We'd have like eggs and bacon, and then at night you'd get drunk there. It's usually where you ended up, like after going to like D Street. The bar culture is still there. All that's still there. I'm too old for it now, but that's all still there. But sadly, they won't end at Kino's anymore. They'll just go home, I guess, safely and lane.
It seems like you like to make food experiments on yourself.
I do. Like the clam chowder. Well, I mean, the clam chowder was good. I don't know. I like the clam chowder. It's in a warm bowl. I mean, San Diego clam chowder. I don't know if I would trust it per se. I'm not going to recommend it to you if you fly out here, but at 1 a.m., a clam chowder is lovely. Wherever it's from, wherever you are.
As somebody who has tried said clam chowder with you at Captain Kino's before, and then went on a flight the next morning or like later that night, it's memorable.
Yeah,
it's memorable.
It's memorable.
Were you like sick on the plane from the clam chowder?
I made it. It wasn't. It didn't feel great, but I don't know. That also eating an entire like bowl of like buttery milk.
Yeah, it's just like
for a flight is probably not a great idea.
No.
We'll see what happens to my stomach in the future, but I will say I don't get sick often, and I eat a lot of garbage food and a lot of hot food, and I don't know. There could be a correlation. I think I've just bullied my stomach and my antibodies just to be like, no, you're doing this. It's
into
fine.
submission.
Yeah, into submission. Like I'll eat a clam chowder and like a burrito and a sushi roll on top, and it'll be fine. And I don't need lactate, not yet. Holding on, we'll see. It could happen. The day could come.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I definitely want to get into how you started doing the hot sauce, and I want to get into some movies. But first, Michael started mentioning a story I thought was hilarious. Speaking of experiments on yourself, Michael, do you want to prompt this?
I was wondering, Ben, if you've ever had what would be your worst experience with
you know what this is. Okay, so well, first I'll point out, because it's kind of random, but I do have a hot sauce. So this is about 2 years old. We call it Ben's Butt Bustin Sauce. My wife made the label, and I made the recipe. I got into it. There's red and there's green. I've always liked spicy food, but it definitely peaked in high school at the end. Honestly, our trip to New Orleans was what kind of sparked a lot of that, because when I came back, I really craved spicy things, and that's kind of when that kind of became known, that I would make all my stuff extremely spicy, order the 10s everywhere I go. That's kind of what started it, which was kind of made the New Orleans trip that we went on a few weeks ago so emotional, because I was like, we're doing it again.
You were 18 when you first went.
I turned 18, yeah, on Bourbon Street, New Orleans, with you guys, yeah.
Oh my god.
2012.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like number 2 or 3 in best days of my life. Weddings number 1. The sauce started because I had on my bucket list that I'd make one, and it was just kind of one of, how you say shit, oh, I'll do this one day. I'll go to France, bucket list, whatever. And that was just kind of what it was. And then for Christmas, my wife made me the sticker, just a sticker. She said, now you can make a sauce. And that was kind of the realization, like, oh, well shit, now I should make the sauce. She made me a label. So that was definitely the instigator for it. It's very much Danielle's hot sauce as much as it is mine, my wife's. I've always followed like cooking recipe videos. There's a chef I follow named Isaac Toops. He's Cajun, oddly enough, from Louisiana. And he has a tutorial online on how to make hot sauces. And it's not like my hot sauce isn't his hot sauce, but it's essentially everything that needs to be in a hot sauce: vinegar, peppers, sugars, spices, a souring agent, like different things. And so what was weird about the sauce, like I've never been like super savvy with artistic things or like projects. I assumed that making a good sauce would take a couple tries. The first one I completely destroyed because I cooked it too long and it was a paste. It was gross. It ended up being like a pizza sauce. It was really weird. And what was sad too was my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Dickie. He would send me peppers to get started too because he grows them. He sent me ghost peppers and I completely obliterated them because I cooked the heat out of them. So I made a tomato paste out of these beautiful fresh ghost peppers that he sent me. Sorry, Uncle.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, no, you can cook it out. Um,
Oh.
if you boil it too long, because hot sauce requires, I mean, most hot sauce requires a bit of boiling. Um, you can easily cook it out and make it a paste if you're not too careful. Um, so it's you gotta watch out. um, I've learned since though. In my second attempt, I actually ended up getting it right, and it started out as just a gift, a Christmas gift, oddly enough, for friends. And I gave them out. People laughed at the sticker because it's my face and it's got butt in it, I guess. Um, but people liked it and they wanted more, and that was kind of a signal to me, like, oh well, I can actually, I'll do this, and it kind of became a thing. I gave it out at work to people. I'm a teacher, and a lot of the staff who didn't even know me or really have like a need to, I don't know, impress me or inflate my ego wanted it. So that was a sign of like, oh wow, I can do this. Like that's a good sign when someone who's not your parents, likes what you make, your art. Like, oh, people actually want it. So that was the start of the sauce. Going back to Michael's story, since the sauce came about, my ego was very high about spicy things. Michael was there when I won the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge. I forced them to do it because
That was
yeah,
impressive, and that they
I
didn't
won
even
a
have a T-shirt in your size. Like they're like
I
they
won
treat
an
you like
extra
a
small
child.
shirt. I wore it proudly. Um, that challenge is you have to eat their spicy wings, like their spiciest one, in under 5 minutes with no water. Um, I did that one no problem. I've signed waivers for like different Reaper products and different hot sauce stuff and been fine. So this led to the worst experience I've had with spicy food. And a very dumb one too. So funny. This story could very well affect me getting hired at a different district, but I'm gonna say it because it shows the love of my children. So I teach third grade, and I did a lesson on heredity. So I used a habanero pepper and a ghost pepper, and I showed how those two traits combine to make what is the Reaper pepper, because the Reaper pepper is a hybrid of habanero and ghost. Um, and I had the peppers in there because I used them. So I was like, oh, look, these peppers, and they had a bag and they passed it around and stuff. So they don't touch it. You can't touch the Reaper pepper; it's not good. Um, and then one kid said, well, can you eat it? Like, oh, eat it, because Jake Paul and all those people eat peppers and do the weird stuff on YouTube. And I said, well, tell you what, end of the school year, I'll eat a pepper. I'll eat the Carolina Reaper, the hottest pepper, the hottest natural pepper there is. And they're like, yeah. And in my head, I was like, sure. I've signed the waivers, I've done all the stuff. Like it's fine. Like it won't be different. It won't be different. The last day of school comes. My wife's in the building, in the room with the kids. The bell's about to ring. It's like a whole like everyone's in a happy mood. Everyone's singing, dancing. I love you so much, Mr. Garcia, you're the best. And the time comes where I have the Reaper pepper, and we do a little countdown. The whole school knew I was doing this, so there would be a few like teachers who'd come in. The principal knew. It was like a whole thing. And I bit into the Reaper pepper, and my first mistake was I didn't act enough. Like I should have played it up because I bit into it, and my tolerance is very high. So the mouth pain didn't really affect me much. There was a little bit of mouth pain, and so the kids were kind of bored because they wanted me to do like the whole like, oh, it's so hot, and I didn't do that. because I was waiting for it to have an effect, and it just didn't. I thought they would just be more impressed that I ate it, but they were just bored. They're third
I
graders.
wanted
It
you
makes
to
sense.
look pained.
They want me to look in pain. I was sweating a little bit, but like I don't know, they aren't patient enough, and no third grader is, so it's just kind of fizzled out. Um, so that was my first mistake because kids were like kind of filming it. They're like doing the whole thing, like Mr. Garcia's ate the pepper, and I should have played it up. Um, what I didn't realize was that it's actually really obvious now, but in sauce form, the pepper is diluted. Even if it is a reaper, even if it's dozens of them, it's going to be diluted in vinegar and sugars and spices. Some of it's going to cook out, like it's not the raw pepper skin. I ate the raw pepper, and so come the time when the kids are leaving the room, they're dismissed one by one over radio. Um, the pepper skin, I can only assume touched my intestine. That's it's as scientific as I can think of it, because literally the pain that I experienced was so overwhelming in one general area that I started getting legit anxiety that I might have to call an ambulance. It was genuinely like, and this is someone who's like eaten spicy stuff all the time and been like experienced to eat whatever. This wasn't heat. This was like literal like a hole burning through my stomach and me feeling it. Um, and I'm starting to like really grimace and like make a face, and my wife's in there and she's like, looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And like, I, God, at one, and keep in mind there are children coming up to me. I gave them toys and they're leaving for the school year. They say, "Mr. Garcia, I'll never forget you. You're so great." And I'm literally like spasming out, like physically, like it's I can't hide it. I literally cannot hide it. At one point, I hugged a little girl and I was doing this, like a Voldemort thing, and like I got on my knee and hugged her, and I literally was in such distress. At one point, there was one kid who looked at me and was just kind of like pointed, like the one kid knew it had happened to me, and it got so bad that I actually had to leave the room. Thankfully, Danielle's credentialed so she could watch the children. And I went to the bathroom and I didn't use the bathroom. I just screamed in the mirror because it wasn't like that kind of pain. It was just like genuine stress that I could die and that I burned a hole in my stomach chemically, and that there was a genuine fear that maybe I'll pass out in front of my kids. Like maybe I poisoned myself. This wasn't a pepper gag. This was poison. I poisoned myself. There was a good few minutes, and like I don't know, like I guess I self spiked myself, but the only thing I can compare it to is like being under an influence, like around children. I didn't realize that was what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like hot, and maybe the next day I'd feel a little rough. But no, literally, it was being under the influence because I was like doing this and like grimacing, and it was bad. Thankfully, my wife was there. um,
Wow.
the scariest thing, and here's the scary part. After 10 minutes, it was gone forever. Usually with spicy stuff, everything happens the next day, which is also why I felt confident taking it because I was like, well, even if I'm sick, it's a Saturday. I have nothing to do. This was 10 minutes of excruciating pain immediately and then never again, which truly makes me think, oh, something got burned in my stomach. And I haven't looked yet. I haven't gone to a doctor yet. I'm afraid of what they'll say. I haven't had any signs, but if I die early, you can tell that story at the funeral and be like,
For the kids.
he
Oh,
couldn't just give the kids juice boxes. He had to he had to be weird and eat a pepper in front of them.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't know why that shit's so hysterical to me. Just picturing you in your classroom trying not to keel over. Yeah,
It's
you're a real one.
what was funny was just the situation too, because how the fuck are you gonna tell a principal that or like an EMT that? Like I ate a pepper in front of children because I thought they'd think I was cool. Like it's just not there's no way to make it good, make it sound
better.
yeah, no, it's just dumb no matter what. And thankfully at my school, like everyone knows me and they were in on that. But Yeah, it's bad. The kids won't forget that though. I'll tell you that much.
That's
No,
wild.
no, yeah, no teachers are gonna eat peppers for them.
I had to say, I like how you said the first mistake I made was not showing not showing emotion for it. But I was like, that was not the first mistake you made. But
The first mistake was eating it, but it was for nothing though, because a lot of the kids were leaving, so they didn't really like get that I was in pain.
yeah,
It was just kind of like, oh, he ate it. Like at least had I played it up, it would have been more of a laugh factor thing, and they would have, a lot of kids forgot about it. They're like, oh yeah, you did that, which contradicts the never forgetting thing. They forgot.
well,
So oh well.
Screw 'em. But couple questions about that.
Sure.
Well, first off, there is some like weird religious thing where people do have, or not like religious, but like I've heard in some cultures where they like have hot spicy food to kind of like reach nirvana or kind of like go through a sort of a psychedelic state.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of that before, so you kind of just invoked that during your
At work.
I definitely saw God or a God of some kind.
Oh my god. And then the other thing, I don't know, I have more questions about like how did you know a lot about peppers.
I know a little bit. Yeah, shoot
what
away.
you were talking, this is like the Reaper's the most like the spiciest natural pepper you can have. Is that right?
Yeah, there's something called Pepper X, which I believe was kind of lab made. I could be wrong about that, but the Reaper, as far as I know, it's relatively new. It's last like 10 or so years. Um, that's the hybrid of Ghost and Habanero. I'm pretty sure those are the two. That won the record. I think it's still winning the record for natural born pepper that you can really grow, get seeds out of, um, and go from there. Pepper X, there are other hot ones too. And depending on how you react to different things, something could affect you more than Reaper. But I think right now that's the spiciest one that you can grow. Pepper X and others like if you ever watch hot ones or buy the sauces like the Paulo hot sauce, this is the 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 bomb or whatever. It'll always say Pepper X in the back, and I don't know. You could maybe get. I don't think you can get Pepper X seeds. I don't know what that is. It might just be like an extract that they combine different things into. I don't know if there's a literal Pepper X that you can hold, and if there is, comments can let me know.
But it does
But
say like Pepper X. Interesting.
yeah. The Reaper guy, the guy who made the Reaper has won like records for peppers, I think throughout his life. He's still alive. He invented that a few years back, and he plops them off and just pops them right in his mouth and chews them. It's pretty cool. There's a really cool video on it. I'll send it your way about the guy who made the Reaper. Um, and it's something that could be beaten our time too. I think right now, like because Reaper has a really cool name, and so everyone, if you go to different places, different stores, oh the Reaper sauce, or Reaper chicken, whatever. Um, that's the one you can make easiest. Um, that could be beaten though, because everyone's always trying to beat that record, and the guy who made the Reaper is trying to beat his record too. So in our time, there'll be hotter stuff.
How does the Scoville scale, like how do you even get that? How do you get a number that tells you how spicy something is?
To be honest, I don't fully know. I have no clue what my sauce is, Scoville wise. I know it's on the lower side. It's not terribly hot. You've tried it, right?
Yeah, I finished it in like 2 days. It was awesome.
Yeah. I'll send you more. In full honesty, I think it's based off of taste. Like I think there's some way to measure it, but I think it's just based on the amount of peppers that you have of a certain breed per amount.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll have to do the math on that a little more. This is I won't give you all my secrets, but this is a pound of habanero and a pound of Fresno and a quarter pound of Serrano. So the pound of habanero would be up there, probably 100,000s or so. But like I don't know, Scoville's. I know Scoville's legit, but it's also one of those like Willy Wonka type words where it's like, okay, this is 1 million gobbygoops. It's just like, okay, what does that mean? Like, because like some of the stuff we've had in New Orleans, those Scoville levels are really high, but like
Yeah.
we walked around and we're fine. So I don't know. It's
Like they talk about on Hot Ones, they say like the bomb is the worst thing, but technically it has a way less Scoville rating than.
the bomb doesn't taste that good.
No, it tastes like ass. Actually, I feel like the spiciest pepper I've had where I just like chewed on it was a Scotch bonnet.
You know, I've always wanted to get a Scotch bonnet. They don't really have them here at the
My
local.
friend grew them, and yeah,
So fun. Yeah.
but it kind of had that thing like because I can when I feel like I'm starting to get sick, I'll get a habanero at a store and I'll just kind of nibble on it all day, kind of like
Oh yeah.
keeps shit moving.
It clears you out. Yeah.
Scotch bonnet, I had like one little bite of it, and I was like, whoa! It's like habaneros have a little bit of a flavor, almost kind of like a really subdued like orange bell pepper.
Yeah.
So there's like a little bit of a sweetness there. Still hot, but Scotch bonnet was just like just flame. There was no didn't
Yeah.
taste.
That's not flavor. Like I don't believe really in like spice for the sake of spice. Like it has to taste good. I mean, I still make my stuff really spicy because I like the taste and flavor of it, but like the gag sauces of like just nonsense heat are like, that's the thing about Scoville too, where it's like I don't really care much about Scoville because it's like have a trillion Scoville doesn't mean it's gonna taste good or I'm gonna like it. It's just like,
Yeah.
if you put enough hydrogen bombs into something, it's gonna blow up. It's not impressive. It's just kind of like, okay, you made it, you made poison, cool, like great, like it's just Scoville. It's fun, but I just never saw it as a good ranking. Besides just a cute little thing. Um, I like sweetness in mine. Um, so the important thing is just balancing out your sweet and your spice. And like I'll be in pain eating stuff that's hot, but as long as it tastes good. Like I had high chili wings the other day that were ranked 10 out of 10. And the person I was with was like, "Why are you eating those? You're like sweating." I'm like, "Because it tastes amazing." And I'm like sweating. I'm sweating out toxins and stuff. I'm not a doctor, but like getting out the COVID-19 and all this, getting all that out, So it's important. I'm not saying that my sauce stops COVID-19, but I'm saying doesn't not stop it.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever want to make a more Ben's butt bustin hot sauce?
Oddly enough, so I have to make later on today. I'm gonna make a batch of these. I make a batch of like about 9 at a time. So I actually didn't have any red left. If you look, this is darker red color. I wish I had a normal red. This is actually my Reaper version because I had a friend grow me some Reapers. And yeah, so this is kind of like the more advanced one that I have. I haven't really like mass produced it yet. Um, I guess I haven't mass produced any of them, but but yeah, that's my kind of spicier one. Um, I really want to experiment with tropical type one, pineapple, maybe some mango, different vinegars, maybe a more like Trinidadian kind of thing, something really nice like that, a Caribbean jerk kind of thing. Um, One thing that's fun about doing the hot sauce thing, because I give a lot of these out to friends and coworkers, they'll bring me different sauces, see if I like it, and so I get to experiment with stuff. Right now, I only have the red and green, and I have that Reaper one. Um, but I really want to explore. Like, if I can get like a Scotch bonnet one, that'd be cool. The only problem is I have to get if it's worth the time. I try and get like a pound of peppers at a time, which isn't always easy. I'm kind of that jerk at the Whole Foods. I hold up the line like a lot because I'm literally just doing this and measuring it out. It's gotten so bad the guard knows me, and he's like, "That's that pepper guy," and he'll yell out, "Where is it? How's the sauce going?" And I'm like, "It's good." You have one for me yet? And is it, no, I should get him one.
Well, it's usually you go to that store when you're trying to make more of it, not because you have a surplus or you're trying to give out to security guards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I could. It is Christmas after all. We'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah, my goal is to, because these aren't technically licensed yet. These are just my little family local product. I do send them out to people who like them, but come the next year, because I just got married and that's off the bucket list of things to do. My plan is to license these, get a caloric count, get a Scoville count, my favorite thing, my Willy Wonka goobly goop number on it. And then I could start selling it for real at farmers markets and things in San Diego. It'd be really fun to have it be a San Diego product. I can see it being a thing. People like it.
Sauces.
Was that
Bitchin' sauce.
Bitchin' sauces? Is that San Diego?
Yeah.
Does that start? Is that not in New York?
I believe so, because I remember seeing it at the farmers market when I would go when I was a kid.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Because I saw that at farmers market. Like, why would it be there?
I love that company made bitchin' a word in society now. Now it's like now children want bitchin' sauce. Like, it's just so fun.
It is really good.
Yeah, you just see the word bitch now in the aisles.
Yeah, well,
no one can stop it.
Morally, I wouldn't even say deprived. I think as a society, morals don't mean anything.
We've evolved.
Yeah, we've reached singularity where we don't care about anything.
I agree.
Yes.
Which is why my new version will be called Ben's Fuck You Sauce. That'll be the next one for the kids.
Oh man,
there you go.
I want that.
Let's try it. Yeah. So I mean, that's cool. I mean, how often are you cooking this stuff right now? Are you trying to get into it? I mean, you could make a little business out of this if you wanted, but it seems like you're happy with what you're doing, and yeah,
I would like to, I
way to go.
I have an Instagram page where people are welcome to DM me about things they want. It's Ben's Butt Bustin Sauce, or sorry, Ben's Bustin Sauce. Everyone's welcome to go on there if they would like. If you DM me, I can gladly send it your way, where we can make out an arrangement. I have red and green available. I don't make it as much as I usually have in the past, just because it's a timely process. You know, it takes some time. It also, I live in an apartment, and the pepper fumes, no matter how well you open everything up, like it's just gas that poisons my wife, and does all these things. So I do it sparingly. I feel like it's going to be pretty mellow for a while, but I really want come June, July, to maybe get it going, to really get it licensed, to get it on the launch. Farmers markets are going to be like the end game at this time for me. Like, if I can get this into a farmers market the next 2-3 years or sooner, that would be beautiful. The good news is it's not going anywhere. Like, most little projects that I've done end up kind of going to the wayside, but like this is my baby,
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere. It's only going to go up. It's just going to be some time. So hopefully one day you'll have me back and I'll have like a legit tag for it, and it'll be like a whole product now.
Be hanging out in Ben's Butt Bustin Mansion.
Ben's Butt Bustin Mansion. And of course, you got to get that merch
right here. That giant doorway with that face on it, and that's how it just splits you open, and there's just hot sauce memorabilia everywhere.
It's gonna be like I'm gonna be like the Disneyland of hot sauces.
Yeah, the Willy Wonka hot sauce. Oh man, can you imagine a hot sauce Willy Wonka?
That'd be fun.
That'd be sick.
Fun. Basically, Ben.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal. I was Willy Wonka for Halloween a few years back, so it's not far off.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
I've always envisioned like a cane that has like a little like red pepper on it as the handle. Like, how fun would that be?
Imagine if the cane could like flip open and you could get like a little drip out of it.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be a good gift.
You can go to restaurants with your cane, and then you can be like, looks like that could use some hot sauce, and
that'd be fun.
They're gonna be, please leave, sir.
I could be like my dad who has a cane but doesn't use it. It's the aesthetic.
Yeah,
that's cane aesthetic is very neat.
Your dad does have a cane that he has for aesthetic.
He came to my back to school night, and he had the cane in front of the principal. He put the cane down and started carrying things. Like, Dad, you're blowing your card. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the cane aesthetic.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural progression for you.
Yeah, it's natural progression as we get older. I won't use lactate, but I'll need a cane.
Okay. Yeah, I love how vehemently like against lactate you are. It's awesome.
It's an agenda, man. It's an agenda.
So
Trying
like,
to get us off of milk. I drank 2 gallons of milk a week.
wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not anymore, but when I was a child.
Oh
We
yeah, I used
literally
to drink
had
so
a
much milk as a kid.
Oh, same. Like,
what was that?
I used to drink so much milk as a kid.
Yeah, I don't drink much milk these days, but no, when I was in high school, we literally had milk delivered to our house. It doesn't sound real, but there was like a company that would like drop them off in the mornings. It
My
wasn't
parents
like the 50s, like it's glass, but it's like just 2 gallons, and I'd go through them in a week.
My parents have that. They have like some special like farm milk thing. They have a milkman.
Thank you. I'm not crazy. It sounds crazy saying it out loud. I'm like, oh, what?
that kind of milk is probably much better than like whatever you're getting at the grocery store, though.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's
It was
yeah,
very
of
good.
course.
I've never broken a bone.
You haven't?
No. I got other issues, but I've never broken a bone.
I've only broken one bone, but it was really dumb. And yeah, like
What was it?
oh, I was 21 and I got really drunk outside of Peabody's in Encinitas with
Peabody.
people. And for fun, I thought I would jump over a fence, just not running away from anything, no reason to do it. There was nothing on the other side I wanted, and I just jumped over the fence and I landed right on a root with my foot, and it just like in the root of this plant was just like right there, and the bump on the inside of my ankle popped off.
Damn.
And I was so drunk with Michael, he like helped carry me the 3 miles home. And
Oh yeah, your home was it's about a walking distance.
yeah. So, but he was carrying me on the wrong side, and
Who was this man?
what? This
This
is like
man carrying you home, this hero?
Michael
Stowe.
Stowe. But he was also
Michael
like, he
Stelp
carried me
carried
on
you
the
2
wrong side.
miles?
Well, he was like helping me. I was like, this is bad. Like, and then I woke up the next day for work, and which I worked at Lofty Coffee, the fancy ass coffee shop.
You worked at Lofty?
Yeah, dude. And I got out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning because it was a coffee shop job, and I collapsed onto the ground. I couldn't put any weight on it, and yeah, my dad brought me to the hospital, and doctor's like, I have never seen a break like this, because like the bump on the inside of your foot, like it just reverberated somehow, and it just made that bump just like floating around in there.
Damn.
Yeah, so I had to get surgery. The surgery was the worst part, but Percocets were pretty awesome. But that was the only time I ever. Hey, you know what? I'm finding a good transition here into the next thing.
I love it. Surgeries?
No.
Favorite surgeries, guys.
I think
No.
I know what you're doing.
Hold up.
Oh, this is golden.
So I would be sitting in the room, and the surgery was rough. Like it really knocked me out, and I took Percocets, and I was just chilling it was like summer in San Diego, beautiful weather outside, and I had all the blinds and windows like closed, and I was just like rotting away in that room, and I was watching nothing but horror films. And I don't watch horror films like regularly. It was the only thing that made me feel anything. And then like Michael, my other buddy Michael, came in the room one day and he's like, dude, you are terrifying right now. I was like, what? I'm just hanging out. He's like, dude, you smell like shit, first off. Second off, you're just like watching horror films like all day long. Like you're not doing anything.
Your rotting ankle as you watch The Hills Have Eyes. Something.
Exactly, yeah. So
Love that.
horror movies. We want to talk about films.
That was a great
'Cause
transition.
you watch more films than most people I know. What is your number on Letterboxd again?
Ooh, my number on Letterboxd is, as of today, December 22nd, 2023, is 1,826 movies.
Hey, for the love of God, please subscribe to our Patreon for like $1 a month. That would help out a lot. Podcasts are, fun fact, really expensive to run, and I really enjoy doing this. So if you want to keep on seeing stuff like this, help me out. Also, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and really hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Hey, the rest of the interview is going to be found on YouTube as well. The whole interview in its entirety will be on our Patreon. The link is down below if you want to get in on that. Also, we're going to be giving away hot sauce. For anybody who's still watching this video, we're going to give away Ben's Butt Bustin' Hot Sauce, the red and the green one, to somebody that comments something funny about getting your butt busted, hopefully, because I think that would be funny. And yeah, thanks for watching.